Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, new meta is about to start, so let's break it down, and I will this time around share my deck with you rather than go over the MVPs. And that is quite simply because this is a completely open meta. Right, so the upcoming meta that's starting right now for the final 2 weeks is inevitable power efficiency. Whenever a defender gains a buff, they also gain a power charge. Upon reaching 6 charges, they gain a 50% power efficiency passive. So that means they're going to use half the power throwing special attacks, and immunity to nullify and stagger effects for 12 seconds. Additionally, every champion is going to be getting buffs, because whenever the attacker reaches a bar of power, the defender gains a vigilance buff, preventing their attacks from missing for 10 seconds. And feat of indestructible, whenever the attacker reaches 2 bars of power, the defender gains an indestructible buff, causing them to ignore all damage for 5 seconds. Therefore, this meta still kind of prefers Mystic champions, but nowhere near as excessively before. In this meta, it will not be worth running like most of the 6-star Mystics like we saw before, because there's not as many buffs as before, and you do not get the massive fury. Also, by definition, this meta is completely open to everybody, as in, like, every champion can be used. There's not a single champion that you cannot use in this meta on attack or defense, and therefore, by extension, you can build your deck however you want. You will likely just go and pick, highest ranked champions that are good for value rounds, and that's about it. So instead of kind of like trying to give you MVPs, this time around, I will just be going over my deck for this meta that I did test in off-season. I will be making some adjustments. I could, and now I do not have a lipstick on. Also, I'm recording live, so everybody be on your best behavior. And yeah, so this is what I am using currently. There could be some changes made based on me pulling something or ranking something up. But we're going to go over, as always, class by class. So in science class, again, I might be adding something else here, maybe potentially something like Rhino, but we'll see how the decks look like. Currently, I'm running Photon, Spider-Woman, High Evolutionary, The Thing, Titania, Human Torch. Titania could potentially go, but, that stagger could be kind of neat, and then that level 3 nuke is still a very real possibility and option. Skill class, we do have Okoye, Black Panther Civil War, Yelena, Crossbones, Bullseye, and Nick Fury. Then, in Mutant Glass, I am currently running Onslaught, Jean Grey, Domino, Captain Britain, Cassandra Nova, Deadpool X-Force, and Mr. Sinister. There will be a few champions that I won't mention again. And in the Cosmic class, because again, we do have the 5 bans, I do foresee quite a few Mystics getting banned, and this time around, not as many Mystics getting run, to be honest. We do have Dark Phoenix, Carolina, basically kind of like
shut up and take my money.
Love the lipstick, $10.
Nice.
Smiley face
emoji. I know the rules, and so do you, so I guess Katie Cult Leader is I love the lipstick, so that's fantastic. Thank you very much. I have... Okay. Alright. Thank you for the 10. Maybe I'll go get some lipstick. Anyways, so that's with my Cosmics. And then in Tex, we do have Shocker, Red Skull. Red Skull's actually kind of neat because he's generally immune to Nullify as well. Starhand Spider-Man, Zola, Jack-O-Lantern, and Solvark. And then in the Mystics, we are running a few more. With the Mystics, we do have Pavitra, Shatra, Tiger, Kindred, Absman, Destroyer is actually quite decent in this meta. Nico, Kushala is quite tricky to use. She's nowhere near as good as she used to be. We do have Juggy, and then we also have Longshot. Right. So that was one thing that I do want to mention. In my off-season testing, Destroyer is actually quite useful. Because again, he can get rid of the indestructible, so I do not need to wait anything out there. Plus, he, can catch people up on defense too. But I do suspect that perhaps some more Cosmic Defenders will shine, because that node that gives them the power efficiency passive and protects them from stagger and nullify can actually be quite detrimental. So I fully kind of expect, you know, Galen to be quite visible. The reason I don't have him in my deck currently is mainly because I haven't taken him to rank 4 yet. And then, you know, a few other of the Cosmic Champions that are kind of like somewhat good on defense. Like I'd expect, for instance, Heimdall to actually be quite good. I wonder if I should try Heimdall. But this meta is going to be more tame. It's not as nukey. In general, the one kind of like, unless you're using a Mystic Champion in this meta, and therefore, you know, getting to feed off Mystic Dispersion, then you will be forced to slow down. And that was one of the kind of like themes in the deck building and some of the choices of champions. For instance, you know, Cassandra, sorry, I took her out. Cassandra was in the deck partially due to the fact that she can have her perfect rotation loop without ever getting to 2 bars of power, thus without ever getting slowed down in order to wait out that indestructible. That is also very crucial to note for the level 2 burst nuke type champions, that you will need to wait out that indestructible. And when you are dealing with you know, champs with Mystic Dispersion, for instance, and you can't nullify the buffs, not all the Mystics will work all that well. For example, Werewolf by Night is kind of iffy to use here because there's no point in throwing your level 2 when you reach it, and then whenever Indestructible is going to expire, MD will have a chance to push you into 3 bars of power, so it is very tricky to use him. I was using him in off-season, but I have since, you know, ranked up Absman, and that's who I replaced him with. Maybe he's going to make his way back into the deck, but again, there will be champs like, you know, Chavez, for instance, is going to be another example of a champion that's kind of more difficult to use, where you could overshoot 3 bars of power. I'm actually kind of considering Spiral. Spiral should actually be quite good for this because she can get rid of that indestructible. But it's definitely well worth to note that champions with, you know, these level 2 burst mechanics that are tied to timers, like in essence would be Penny Parker, for instance, are much trickier to use here because you will have another timer to balance out, and always keep in mind that indestructible can really kind of sneak up on you as well. But yeah, other than that, you know, just kind of go over like your top options, your top champions, and you know, fill the deck with. Just again, be mindful of the buff node, and be mindful of the indestructible, and be mindful that opponents will never be able to miss against you if you're using miss mechanic as an attacker. That's kind of it. So the new season, new meta just started, so let's get to it. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all